adaptations, and survival strategies of harvester ants. Harvester ants, Messer, Pagonomermex, and other genera are a fascinating example of nature's ability to adapt and thrive in some of the most hostile environments on Earth. The extraordinary survival strategies they employ, particularly in arid and semi-arid regions, have made them a focus of scientific research. Their physical adaptations, behavioral flexibility, and resource management techniques are not only vital to their survival but also provide insights into broader ecological processes. In this section, we will delve deeper into these adaptations, exploring how harvester ants manage to flourish where many other species struggle, and how their behavior is finely tuned to the often harsh realities of their ecosystems. Foraging behavior and seed harvesting. The seed-centric lifestyle. The most iconic feature of harvester ants is their remarkable foraging behavior, centered around the collection of seeds. Unlike many other ants that rely on insects or sugary substances for nourishment, harvester ants have evolved a primarily granivorous, seed-eating diet. This unique adaptation allows them to exploit a niche that few other organisms in their environments can access. Seeds, which are nutrient-dense and can be stored for long periods, provide a reliable food source even during times of scarcity. Harvester ants carefully select seeds based on size, type, and nutritional content. They often prefer seeds with high fat or protein content, which offer the most energy per unit of weight. Studies have shown that ants are highly selective in their seed choice, capable of differentiating between species of seeds and even rejecting those that are too tough or difficult to process. This selective foraging is crucial in arid environments where food resources are often limited. Division of labor in foraging. In a typical harvester ant colony, the task of foraging is distributed among specialized worker ants. These workers leave the nest in organized columns or individual trails, seeking out patches of seeds. Once a worker locates a source, it returns to the colony, laying down a pheromone trail to guide other workers to the food source. The efficiency of this communication system is astonishing. It allows the colony to exploit food sources rapidly and in large quantities before competitors, such as other ant species or rodents, can take advantage of the same resources. Once back at the nest, worker ants will often break down larger seeds into manageable pieces for easier storage. This behavior demonstrates an advanced level of resource optimization, as smaller pieces are less likely to rot and are easier to transport within the nest. Behavioral flexibility, learning and adapting. Interestingly, harvester ants have been observed to adapt their foraging behavior based on previous experiences. Studies in behavioral ecology have demonstrated that harvester ants can learn from past successes and failures. For example, if a particular foraging area yields abundant seeds one day, the ants are more likely to return to the same location on subsequent days. Conversely, if an area proves barren or too risky due to predators or environmental hazards, they will adjust their routes accordingly. This adaptability in foraging strategies suggests a level of cognitive flexibility that is rare in many insect species. Unique adaptations for life in arid environments. Surviving the heat. Thermoregulation in harvester ants. Harvester ants often inhabit regions where temperatures soar above 50 degrees Celsius, 122 degrees Fahrenheit during the day. Surviving in these extreme conditions requires a range of physiological and behavioral adaptations, many of which are finely tuned to conserve water and regulate body temperature. One of the primary challenges for any organism in arid environments is preventing water loss. Harvester ants have evolved a number of strategies to combat desiccation. Their exoskeletons are coated with a waxy layer that reduces water loss through evaporation. This adaptation is particularly important during foraging trips, when ants may be exposed to direct sunlight and intense heat for extended periods. Behaviorally, Harvester ants avoid the hottest parts of the day by adjusting their activity patterns. For example, many species will forage during the cooler early morning or late evening hours, when temperatures are more tolerable. Some species, like Pagonymermex desertorum, even display crepuscular, twilight-active behavior, timing their foraging to the dim light of dawn or dusk to avoid both heat and predators. Temperature regulation in the nest. Inside the nest, temperature regulation becomes even more critical. Harvester ants construct elaborate underground nests that can extend several meters deep. These nests serve as microclimates, where the deeper chambers maintain more stable temperatures and humidity levels, protecting the colony from extreme surface conditions. The architecture of the nest is crucial to maintaining this temperature regulation. Harvester ants often construct chambers at various depths, using the deeper ones to store seeds and house the queen and brood. These chambers provide a stable environment that protects the colony from the intense heat of the desert surface. The design of the nest allows the ants to create a gradient of temperature and humidity, optimizing conditions for seed storage and brood development. Metabolic efficiency. Another remarkable adaptation of harvester ants is their ability to regulate their metabolic rate in response to environmental conditions. During periods of drought or food scarcity, harvester ants can lower their metabolic activity, reducing their overall energy expenditure. This metabolic flexibility allows them to conserve energy and water during times when foraging is risky or unproductive. Some species are even capable of entering a state of torpor, a form of short-term hibernation, during particularly harsh environmental conditions. In this state, the ants reduce their body functions to a bare minimum, waiting out the extreme heat or dryness until more favorable conditions return. This adaptation is crucial for survival in unpredictable and fluctuating environments where resources are not always available. Nesting architecture. Engineering for survival. Complex underground cities. The nests of harvester ants are more than just simple burrows in the ground. They are complex, multi-chambered structures that reflect the ants' engineering prowess. These nests are not only a refuge from predators and environmental stressors, but also function as storage facilities for the colony's food reserves and nurseries for the brood. At the surface, harvester ant nests often feature large, conspicuous mounds, which serve several purposes. The mounds help regulate the internal temperature of the nest by providing insulation and acting as a barrier against wind and rain. In some species, the surface of the mound is carefully constructed to reflect sunlight, reducing the amount of heat absorbed by the nest. Seed storage chambers. One of the most critical components of the nest is the seed storage chambers. These chambers are often located at specific depths where temperature and humidity are ideal for preserving the seeds without allowing them to germinate. Harvester ants carefully monitor the moisture levels within these chambers, and in some species, the ants will even bring seeds to the surface to dry them in the sun before returning them to storage. This behavior helps prevent mold growth and spoilage, ensuring that the colony's food supply remains viable for long periods. The ability to store seeds is particularly important for colonies living in regions with seasonal rainfall. During times of abundance, harvester ants will gather and store vast quantities of seeds, which they rely on during the dry season when foraging opportunities are scarce. Some colonies are known to store enough food to last several months, effectively creating a buffer against the unpredictability of their environment. Air circulation and ventilation. Nests are also designed to optimize air circulation, ensuring that fresh air reaches all parts of the colony and that carbon dioxide, generated by the ants' respiration, is efficiently expelled. Many harvester ant species construct ventilation shafts or use the design of their tunnels to facilitate airflow. The intricate network of tunnels allows air to circulate, keeping the nest cool during the day and warm at night. This level of architectural sophistication is impressive for an organism with no centralized planning or coordination, an example of self-organization in biological systems. Seed storage and processing. And agriculture? Seed processing, avoiding germination. Storing seeds presents a unique challenge. How do you prevent them from germinating? Harvester ants have evolved sophisticated methods to deal with this problem. One strategy involves storing seeds in chambers that are kept dry enough to prevent germination but moist enough to preserve the seed's nutritional value. Additionally, some species actively manipulate the seeds they collect. For example, they may strip away parts of the seed coat, which can help delay germination. In certain species, such as Messer barbarus, the ants have been observed to bring seeds to the surface of the nest and spread them out to dry in the sun. This behavior, often likened to agriculture, is a form of post-harvest seed processing. By drying the seeds, the ants prevent mold and fungal growth, ensuring that their stored food remains edible for long periods. Ant bread. One of the most fascinating aspects of harvester ant behavior is the way they process seeds into a substance that resembles bread. In species such as Messer barbarus, worker ants grind seeds into a fine powder, which is then combined with saliva to form a dough-like substance. This mixture, often referred to as ant bread, is easier to consume and digest, particularly for larvae. This level of food processing demonstrates a remarkable level of sophistication in resource management, akin to the way humans process food for long-term storage. Defense mechanisms, stingers, mandibles, and teamwork, venomous stingers and painful bites. Harvester ants are not without their defenses. Many species, particularly those in the genus Pogonomyrmex, are equipped with venomous stingers that can deliver a painful sting to predators. The venom of these ants contains alkaloids and proteins that cause intense pain, inflammation, and even allergic reactions in some cases. Their sting is considered one of the most painful of any insect, rivaling that of wasps and even bullet ants. Coordinated defense. In addition to their stingers, harvester ants are highly coordinated in their defensive strategies. When a nest is threatened, worker ants quickly mobilize, using pheromones to signal danger to the rest of the colony. The response is immediate. Soldier ants swarm the intruder, using their powerful mandibles and stingers to fend off the threat. This collective defense mechanism is highly effective against both small predators, such as birds or lizards, and larger threats, including other ant colonies. Nest fortifications. Finally, the design of the nest itself can act as a form of defense. Harvester ant nests are often located in open areas with few natural obstacles, giving the colony a clear view of approaching threats. In some species, the nest entrance is strategically positioned to minimize the risk of flooding or invasion by other ant species. Additionally, the sheer size and complexity of the nest make it difficult for predators to reach the queen or brood, providing an added layer of protection. Mastering survival in the harshest environments. Harvester ants are a remarkable example of how evolution can shape an organism to survive in some of the harshest environments on Earth. Through their specialized foraging behaviors, complex social structures, and ingenious survival strategies, these ants not only thrive in arid regions, but also play a crucial role in their ecosystems. Their ability to adapt to extreme temperatures, store food for long periods, and defend their colonies against predators showcases the incredible resilience and ingenuity of these small but mighty creatures.